Welcome back, everybody. So I can't post on my group for some reason. I can only do writing. There's no live video option, so I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm on here. I will share it to alignment, the group later. So basically, I just want to, it's a sort of continuation from where we're going, what I've been talking about. And we're going to try and provide these sort of messages every sort of week to 2 weeks. So this is just a short one. This was channeled about 2 days ago, as you can see from the title. Obviously, sugar and dopamine. And when I was channeling, I said, look, what should we channel? And obviously that came up. But I had no idea where the message was going to go. It was a very different channeling, and also the origins of our dependency on sugar, and also collective consciousness of despair, separation, anxiety that everyone is feeling at the moment. It's huge, on a worldwide stage, as that shadow energy. And this month is really mirroring the depths of that shadow energy. And this is why a lot of people are sick, are in fear, in panic, feeling lost. Fatigue is huge at the moment. Because the body has to shut down while it processes what is unconscious, what is in the subconscious also. So this message, I'll just read it off. And like I said, I will share this on all the groups later. Okay, so sugar and dopamine. Our neural pathways are both a source of liberation and suffering. Cravings for sugar are largely influenced by the production and intake of free radicals, with an excess of adrenaline further impacting the brain's neocortex, restricting oxygen flow to the cells. When this happens, signal output weakens, creating a trapped sensation within the body. In this state, one may be more susceptible to psychic attacks or influence from outside forces, further distancing one from their inner truth. There's a concerted effort to accelerate this effect, hence the abundance of sugary products. This is linked to the shadow self, which is realizing it can no longer maintain control and resists the light's transformation, feeling as if it has been abandoned. This abandonment fuels its actions. Around 300,000 years ago, a planetary shift caused a misalignment in the souls incarnating on Earth. New DNA from an ancient race who arrived on Earth 1.6 million years prior was introduced into the genetic pool. This travelling race had lost their own sun due to a frequency destabilization of their planet's core. The trauma from these events created anger in their collective consciousness, causing them to lose faith in the divine. At that time on Earth, various experiments involving the human form were underway by other universal beings. One humanoid was being developed to exist on the land and also in the sea. Aquatic beings were affluent in those days. These ancient beings were strong and approximately between 12 and 14 feet tall and needed physical resilience to adapt to land. However, the ancient race's unresolved trauma and distrust of creation left an impression on their frequency. When mixed with human DNA, this infused ego consciousness with despair and loneliness, emotions now arising within humanity. This blending of DNA frequencies led to a deep energy dependency, with sugar and dopamine playing crucial roles in keeping these beings alive and mobile. Many people with sugar cravings are, consciously or unconsciously, yearning for the love and nurturing of feminine consciousness. As you may have heard within the awakened community, some ancient beings are returning to amend their past actions. This is just one of many stories. These beings were the forebearers of the giants who once walked the earth. In ancient Egypt, 300,000 years ago, there was a decree to eliminate these beings and erase the ancestral memory of the galactic raiders. However, this consciousness remained within the human collective. As beings incarnated on Earth, they absorbed this frequency of despair and loneliness, creating an ongoing conflict within the ego. This is why many struggle with self-love. A subconscious memory of devastation and destruction remains. You sacrifice your energies to this unconscious narrative, leaving you vulnerable to misinformation. We, who were the watchers at that time, bear a residual understanding, what could be called guilt, though guilt does not apply, as we could not intervene, for it and always has been a free will universe. There were many new experiments in play at that time. The memory of this time is embedded within the third strand of your DNA, an apex of consciousness then, which is why we bring this message now. The issue lies in the intention infused into sugar during product creation, which generates disharmony. You can protect yourself from these frequencies upon ingestion, yet most people remain unaware of how to do so, leaving their energy fields open and susceptible to manipulation. The most critical practice for each of you is sovereignty over your body, mind, and emotions. Only through individual work on oneself can collective alignment be restored, releasing the struggle. There is no greater task at this time. Our observation of humanity saddens us because you are unaware of its power and potential. We are here to assist as Mercury moves around the moon from the 26th to the 29th of November. Though we do not use names, if you set your intention and call upon Zascar, and that's spelled Z-A-S-C-A-R, you will invoke our frequency, which can help awaken aspects of your soul entangled in parallel struggles. This is all we can offer, as we do not interfere with your present timeline. Okay, so interesting message. We are seeing, this is the era now of collective consciousness on the extraterrestrial point of view, moving back onto the earth plane. Obviously, they've been here all the time. They're mixed among us. They live in different places, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. However, it's the frequency of the manipulation of our DNA and these experiments that have been going on for generations, well, millions of years, really. They're sort of fixing that now. And there's this sort of a quickening to clear this, because no one can evolve outside of a 3D network unless you've processed everything. And you've got so many beings trying to escape the 3D that it's impossible. And this is the problem with our New Age movement now, with this whole crap around ascension. We're already ascended. As we've said many, many times, we're everywhere. So we need to get out of this, I need to get out of my body, I need to be spiritual, I need to evolve, I need to be on this 5D, 4D, whatever. The point is that you have to resolve what is deep within your collective consciousness, within our collective consciousness. And until we do that, no one's going anywhere. And so really, once we become human and ground ourselves and awaken this energy around the body, which is what all the teachings are all about, then that's what is suppressed, what is unseen, what is untouched, what is unloved, can start to mirror itself back to you. And it's within that moment when you can observe and acknowledge it, that's when the transformation will happen, because the soul and the non-physical aspects of our own consciousness are here to assist us now more than ever. And all we need to do is put our consciousness upon something through that observation, and it will start to transform itself, because this is way bigger than us. This is about the universe coming back into alignment with this galaxy, with the earth moving. There's so many souls stuck around the earth, especially on the astral plane. That needs a clearing, it needs healing, it needs to be moved on. So there's so much going on around us, just beyond our narrative, beyond our physical life, for this quickening, for this awakening. And also, as Spirit said, we don't need to suffer anymore. It's now a choice. So really, it's making that decision to just let go of what you think who you are and what you think you've done and where you're going, because ultimately everything is within us, and that needs to be projected outwardly. Okay, so this is why they're talking a lot about the feminine, because when we can come more into a feminine state, we can be receptive, and it also allows us to stand still and be present, because you can only receive when you are still. So that is the whole point. So it's about slowing down. It's about, you don't need to run to India, you don't need to go to Africa, you don't need to go to the hills. You don't need to go anywhere. You just need to sit in your own house and just tune into what you're feeling, and that will be enough. And it's been made very easy for us now. So we just need to surrender to the simplicity. And I say all the time when I'm teaching, the power is in the simplicity. We have convoluted everything. Now this comes back to the ancient mystery schools. There was a whole issue with that because of gods and people being all distracted. So they mystified spirituality to keep people stuck in their heads, to stop them from whatever reason. We don't know the real reasons, but ultimately it was to, as they said, mystify the minds of men, to make it more of, I suppose there was the positive and negative, there was maybe control, but also allow people to look within more instead of outwards. Because the more you look outside for God, the more misinformation you're susceptible and the more disempowered you become. And so we have to understand that, you know, it's all within us. Anyway, I will all see you again very, very soon. And thank you. Thanks, guys. And yeah, I'll be back next week at some stage, if not the following week. All right. Take care.